Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is You Want Podcast. I'm Jared McKenzie, your hostess with the mostest. We got some returning guests. We got Hunter Parker back in the building. And we got Avery. These hands. Give him a round of applause.
Let's go.
How y'all boys feeling?
Feeling good.
Yep. Man, glad to have y'all back, man.
Appreciate it, man. We're glad to be back.
Good.
For sure. Dude, when I first started, I think y'all were like episode 4 or 5, dude. And y'all literally like came on when we didn't know anything. So I appreciate that all the time, dude.
Oh, yeah, man.
And hustling. It looking good.
For sure, man. I see y'all hustling too, dude.
Yeah.
I actually, so I watched this podcast the other day, and it was like, The Game was on this one podcast, and he was talking about, they were like, Eminem said he wouldn't do the Super Bowl unless 50 Cent could come on there too. And Snoop Dogg was like, yeah, that's the reason I came on there too, was because Dr. Dre wanted me on there. And the reason I bring this up is because every time I see Avery Wilson, I see Hunter Parker too.
Right,
so that's some love right there, man.
That's right. Pull up.
Always.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, he's always been there for me, and I'll always be there for him. I mean, it's just something that happened 10 years ago, and it's like an unspoken thing. We're just like, all right, we ready? Let's go.
Hey, yeah.
Whatever we can do, we're gonna do it. For real.
Bro, so what's new, man? You been training? What's going on? You're in Missouri, right? Or
Yeah. So about a month ago, I went up to Missouri. It was August 1st. My manager, Jason House with Iridium, got me hooked up with one of his rent houses with Julian Marquez, and got me training under James Krause with Glory. So
big time.
Yeah,
that's
shout out Glory.
Yeah, that's top.
Glory MMA and James Krause. I appreciate everything y'all do. He's one of the most strategic coaches in the UFC. Every day on the mats, it's UFC fighters. High level fighters. Yeah, all kinds of different looks at fighters. That's what I love about Glory, and everybody accepts you there. So it's like, as soon as you come in, everyone's already treating you like you're part of the family. So
I seen you post something like maybe 2 weeks ago or something like that, and it was like your face. You had a cut on it. You're like, man, this is some hardcore training. I almost commented and be like, bro, I didn't mean to do you like that, dog. Like,
yeah. So that was actually my roommate. He was like, man, I'm gonna have to beat this guy up. I'm tired of living with him.
Mm-hmm. Tell me about him too, because you were kind of telling me about it.
Yeah. Bit. So I'm not 100% on his record and stuff, but man, dude's been in the UFC for quite a while now. 5, 6, 7 fights in the UFC. He's got a fight coming up. I'm not sure if he's announced it or not, so I don't want to release any information. But he's definitely, gonna have a good fight on his hands, and I guarantee you he's gonna be coming out there doing a show. And he's had several bonuses, so I know he's gonna be trying to take the dude's head off. And training with him is making me so much better. And living with him and like seeing the routine of the fighter and a UFC fighter that's established, and just every day grinding with him, and it's really motivating, So I really appreciate everything he does for me as well. So
I'm sure he gives you a lot of game, a lot of advice, everything.
Oh man, we're always talking, and like I'm always trying to soak up wisdom from him, and he's a really good friend.
Glory. So Missouri, is that where Tyron used to train?
I
know Woodley came out of Missouri. I've heard of Glory though. Like
that's where Wiz Khalifa, he went and got a little bit of training.
Bro, and he got jacked, dude.
Yeah. He went and checked him out. That's where the current Brandon Moreno, the interim champion, that's where he trains. So
that's where Wiz went?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I seen some marketing posts. I've never trained there with him or anything like that. I've never seen him, but I seen some just news posts that he was training with Glory. So I mean, if you want to, be a great fighter, you come train at Glory. You soak up the wisdom that James Krause is, giving every single day and pushing you every day to be better and give 100,000%, no giving up. And it's a great environment, and the training schedule is consistent. So, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m., James is on the floor every single day with us. I mean,
crazy dedication.
I mean, James is sparring with everybody and laughing and talking crap to him while he's beating you up. And, I've probably been slammed like 10 times, like picked up over You know, I'm talking about 265 pounds picked up over his head. Not Krause's, but I mean, well, Krause did pick me up, but you know, I've had a few partners. Daniel, he's a strong guy. You know, he's picked me up a couple times, but I love training there. It's amazing, and you know, it pushes me every day to be a better fighter and a more strategic fighter. So I'm super excited and glad to be training there.
Heck yeah, man. So listen, man, Nate Diaz, Chavez.
Oh yeah.
Wild man.
What's happening, man? I'm gonna tell you for me.
He been itching.
Bro, I'm going for Nate though, dude, all day.
Oh, of course. I mean, he'll light up some green in the
Right in there in the like during the conference, you know.
Yeah. What does he do during that conference?
He just smokes. He's crazy, man.
Yeah, well.
Man, I'm definitely with the Nate and Nick and all the Diaz brothers, man. They're super cool. Man, we need to. I would definitely.
Yeah, take a page out of their book.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Oh yeah. So
fucking Avery Diaz over here.
Yeah, we're gonna be we'll be posted up somewhere at Brewski's in Little Rock, and we'll be watching that in the VIP. They always host all the UFC fights, and yeah, big night for it.
Oh yeah, and I expect boy to do his thing. You know, I'm sure the odds are definitely against him, and the UFC's not expecting him to win, but you know he's definitely got to pull through. I mean he's so headstrong. You can hit him over and over again, and he will not stop. That's what the thing I like about him.
He's gonna slap him, dude.
Dog.
At some point, Nate is slapping him.
First round.
First round, he's slapping him.
He's
you
slapping
know what I mean?
him. You know, he's gonna reach out. He's gonna slap him so hard, and you know, it's just gonna be, you know, it's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, but his opponent, he's going to slap back. I saw that. He's gonna.
I'm not 100% on who it was. I'm pretty sure it was Nate or Nick that got suspended for weed from the UFC for quite a while. But
Nate, or not Nate, Nick.
Yeah, so it's crazy that you know the UFC would suspend people for you know using the medicinal plant, especially you know there a lot of fighters. I mean, 90% of the people that I know that fight smoke. And the people that don't, you know, they just don't. They use some other type of form. But I guarantee you, I will never take pills. I hate pills. I'm not big on that. Like I'm not big on taking ibuprofen, like anything like that. Like if you get a headache, like drink water.
Yeah.
Get hydrated. Like
yeah. We don't keep nothing.
Are they still against him smoking though? Is that I don't know what the UFC rules are. What?
So the way it works is basically if you're in the UFC, you know, you got to quit smoking a certain date before it. But they have different zones. Like say if you're in Las Vegas, they have a different rule. It's all based upon the commission and what they do. So, but like in Arkansas, I'm not sure what the rule is. But, for example, like me and Hunter, we have our medical cards. So, you know, it's legal for us to smoke. You know?
Right.
So, like, and I feel like anywhere else you go, like in Las Vegas, like it's recreational. So, it should be allowed there. You know?
I just didn't know with, like, contracts and all that. Like, I didn't know if they could get away with being like, yeah, like, it's legal here or whatever. But since you're under contract and it says you won't participate in this, like, if they could get you like that.
I don't think that there's any kind of contract that says... You know, in the UFC, it's like, oh, you're not going to smoke while you're, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it's just crazy the stigma put on it. Like, Elon Musk took a hit on Joe Rogan's
Joe Rogan.
Yeah, and he's
podcast.
like, oh, now these scientists are
and
going
to.
Bro, yeah.
And then stocks plummeted. Like, man, that ain't cool.
Exactly.
And I seen, too, with him, they were, like, saying that, or Elon... I don't know if it was Joe Rogan. I think it was on the new Full Send podcast. He came on there and he was like, dude, after I did that, they drug tested me for like 6 months, dude. Yeah. He was like, if you see me on that podcast, I didn't even look like I knew how to smoke weed. And he did look awkward as hell. I'm not going to lie to you. But
well, see, that's the thing. Like, this is the first time I've definitely ever put it out to the public, you know, that I smoke. Like, I'm a conservative person. I'm a businessman. I don't, you know, I condone it. Like, I think it's definitely great for people. It's not for everybody, but if you have like PTSD, you know, whether it's from the military whether it's from, any type of a mental disorder, sleep deprived, it helps with so many different things, there's so many people that are judgmental about it and but they don't have an open mind about it.
Right.
I feel you on that. I think it's got better for sure. Maybe not just in this state, particularly like who you're talking about, but I think it has gotten better. But you're 100% right on that. And dude, to be honest with you, bro, like I've been in some incidents where I've broke my leg. I've been in like a car accident, all that, and like I didn't even like want the oxys or nothing like that. They were prescribing me, but like for the people that like just have to take it, like for me, I was like, man, this ain't my thing. I don't like it. But for somebody else, they're like, get addicted like that. Yeah. But with weed, it's like, dude, you're not gonna overdose on this. Right. Like it.
Well, and it's probably the same thing. Like with what he said, like probably like 90% of the fighters do it, and the 10% that don't have effects that it affects them differently. Like it might make them paranoid. I saw Johnny Walker, who's also fighting this weekend. He stopped CBD products completely because he thought that it was affecting him. So I mean, it's just. If it's for you, if it is, if it ain't, then it ain't. But like for those that it is, I mean.
Well, when you say the CBD thing too, like you don't know exactly what you're getting. You know what I mean? With weed, it's weed. You know what I mean? Yeah. With weed, it's just weed.
Well, it's all based upon like what terpenes and stuff you're getting. But the dispensary. That's the thing about the dispensary. If you're getting it from your Uncle Joe, I mean, you don't know what's in it.
Yeah.
Right. But if you're going to an actual lab where where it's created, where it's grown, where it's scientifically proven to what it is, and it's displayed to what it is by the law, that's where I think it is good, and it's regulated by the government. Like I'm for that. Like I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it being regulated by the government, but I feel like it should be federally legal. I don't feel like that it should be.
People be getting locked up.
Yeah. I mean, there are people that are not good people.
For sure.
But the people that are dabbling with that are dabbling with other things. They're not just strictly just smoking, or edibles or anything. They're doing pills and other drugs that are not, associated, like, in my opinion.
And to dab on with, like, you want to go ahead?
Well, I was just saying, like, perspective is a crazy thing because, like, what that Brittany Griner is dealing with
what is the whole situation with that?
So she went to Russia for the game.
Yeah.
And she had a cartridge in her bag.
Okay.
And they're like, that was a big deal to them. So they locked her up.
But that was just for the cartridge?
That was just for the cartridge.
Because I remember when it first happened, they were trying to say she had like guns and all kinds of shit.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But it was just a cartridge or what?
Yeah, it was just a cartridge.
Can't even pronounce the word. But yeah.
A cart.
But damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That is nuts, dude. And to go with your federal things, like for me, dude, my doctor actually told me, like, she gave me the application to get my card or whatever. And but like where I work, even if like, okay, so I get prescribed Adderall, right? If I take a piss test, then they can't do nothing about it, right? Yeah. But if I take a piss test for weed, since it's not federal, they can be like fired. Or even if they're cool with it, they're like, you know what? I don't care about weed. But when you get hurt and they think they're gonna have to pay you some money or something like that, they're like, oh, weed's in your system, you're done. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So like
there is laws that protect against it. I don't want to quote anything, but there are laws that protects against lawyer discrimination for you smoking.
Right, but like, okay, so like, let's say that, okay, so there is, right?
I'm sure, but you couldn't operate heavy machinery, obviously.
No, right, but what I'm trying to say though is like, whenever, so there are laws, right? But even that situation you get into like that, you're gonna have to be without a job for a couple of weeks until you can like you pay a lawyer. It's just a bunch of BS, dude. Definitely
put you through the ringer.
And bro, what stoner ever done to anybody? Right. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying,
ain't no harm. Ain't no harm.
Anytime I've smoked weed, bro, like I don't want to drive a vehicle. I'm trying to chill. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like, it's just all of that, man. So I agree with you and both of y'all 100% on that, dude. And I don't even smoke right now. Biggest thing with me though is I just get paranoid. I don't have that tolerance. So like, I hit the weed, bro, I'm gonna be.
Yeah, but a lot of athletes. I mean, there's so much. It's got mind, effects for your mental. It's got effects for your muscles.
Well, it blocks your cannabinoids,
And it's like, so like, it's just got so many physical and mental benefits for those that it works. Then they should go for it for sure and get your card, do it the right way.
While we're talking about physical and mental benefits, let's shout out our future sponsors, Hallerhead Whiskey. We appreciate it.
Hallerhead.
Hey,
Drink up.
but and then also when we're talking about like mental, just to get really, really, really real.
Let's go.
Like,
Really quick.
Let's go.
So like the National Suicide Prevention Line changed their number to 988 recently, which is good because it was like a long amount of numbers. So that's really, really good. So
When did they do that?
like just a few months ago this year, and so like just 988, that's the number. Like if you're feeling just like down and
Talk
just
to somebody.
depressed, yeah, for real.
Reach out.
Talk to
I
somebody.
really appreciate what Patty Pimblett said the other day too.
Yeah, for real. At the end of
Yeah.
that fight,
Patty's
Yeah.
awesome
that
dude,
would be
man.
so hard to go in because he was also like looking like he was a big fan of a young boy that had a disease that passed away, and
Yeah.
then he had a friend that
See,
had committed, and so like man to go out and fight like that, like Patty
Oh,
Pimblett
yeah.
is the realest, and we could like not wish the like most best for him. Like
Yeah.
He said it best, dude. And I didn't even
Yeah.
I watched it with my cousin because I like Patty, up and coming fighter,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's
he's-
like, how
he's
do you not
hilarious.
like that guy?
Yeah,
Oh,
you know what I
yeah.
mean?
Oh, yeah.
But just watching that fight, I didn't when he said that, I was like, dude, that's dope. But like then he explained what had happened. What was his friend or his cousin or something like that? Like prior to the fight, dude, that was crazy.
on Friday.
But dude, like that guy's the real deal, bro. I seen some shit the other day, and he was like, "I don't like y'all's breakfast, mate." They're like, "Why?" He was like, "Y'all literally said, do you want sausage or bacon?" He's like, "I want both."
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, I felt that, dude.
Yeah, man, he's like a walking meme. Like him and Meatball hit that girl.
Oh, she's good too,
Molly,
dude.
Molly, yeah, both of them. They're gonna run things for real.
And they like train at the same gym or whatever.
Yeah,
I think.
Liverpool.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
But yeah, dude, like Patty the baddie.
I like Patty. Patty's
Yeah.
awesome. Thanks, I call him Patty the Fatty sometimes.
Hey, but then he goes to the weigh-in. He's like, "I told you I was gonna make weight, man."
I'm fat as fuck, but
I'm
I'll
here.
make it.
Yeah, dude, it's like, bro, and he's good, man. Like, what division is he in?
Don't get me lying.
Yeah.
yeah. Not
I
even
think.
so.
If Avery don't know, don't feel bad when I don't know. So
Yeah. Hey man, I watch the fights and I love the fights, but I only keep up with like the top 5.
yeah.
You know.
What
The targets.
Jake Paul Silva.
Oh, that's.
I brought up Jake Paul last time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd
So I
still
had to do
fight
it
him.
again.
It's crazy. Now look what happened.
I asked Avery. I said, "Bro, would you fight Jake Paul?" He's like, "Pfft, "Yeah."
Man,
Anderson.
his whenever Fury son backed out.
Tommy?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
wanted to fight him so bad. I would have boxed him. For real. I mean, I like obviously he probably don't want to fight somebody like me because like what do you gain from beating me? You know what I mean? He don't.
How much do you weigh?
I mean, I weigh 265, but I would cut to try to make his weight, but
I mean, you could cut to 205.
yeah, I could.
So I gotta give him a little props though. For in a sense, it's like, all right, when Tommy's just a pussy dude. Straight.
Yeah.
I mean, twice, dude.
Yeah.
And
I don't
then
know.
the
Had all
Hassim
the
though,
chance.
the Hassim like dildo, it's like he basically what do you call it? Hydroculation clause or however you pronounce it. I'm not good with those, but basically he had to make a certain weight and he couldn't make it. And then they told him, he was like, "Man, I'm not gonna make it." And then they said, "All right, you can come down to 210," and then he couldn't make it. So like, you can't blame him on that. But yeah,
Well,
I
if
would
you-
love to
if-
see these hands
You
go
would
at it.
You would have to. I would have to have a lot of time. There wouldn't be no like shortcut on that. But like if
I
we
still
went,
think it was like 2 months though.
yeah, I mean it would take you probably longer than 2 months to lose 50, 60 pounds. But if you met at like 220, that's that's easy.
Well, I think with Jake though is like, I'm not saying he's a good technical boxer or anything like that, but he has power. Like,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know what I mean?
I think the Silva fight's going to be a really good fight, though. I think that
I don't know if
I
he
know
beats
that
him, dude.
Silva is older, and his jaw's been tested a lot. So, is his jaw going to hold up?
Right.
So, I mean, I think that's what it comes down to, knowing that he has all the experience in the world, but is your jaw going to hold up?
Right.
So, and I know you can't doubt Jake's, power.
Right.
What if we like invented a machine that like practiced your jaw? That was just like a rotating thing that just like smoked you. Like,
So,
would that help or no?
Dude, I'll sit here and analyze, like, I'm more or less learning more like MMA, but like boxing, I kind of know my thing. But like, I'm never getting in there, so I could sit here and be the Skip Bayless to this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, dude, like, so how many days a week do you train?
So, I tried to train 5 to 6 days a week. So, like, usually it's 5 days at the gym, Mondays. Every day almost is stand-up. Tuesdays we do jiu-jitsu. Fridays we do wrestling. And then the other days are mostly technical stand-up. And then Mondays and Wednesdays are hard sparring, or like more like 80, 90% or whatever. And then Tuesdays and Thursdays are light sparring days, just touching days.
Right.
And just basically going through the motions and doing things like that. And then Fridays is just all out wrestling, body to body, grind. It's probably the hardest day of the week, in my opinion.
I'm just wondering, like, I know y'all have pads more than you would in like in a
It
fight.
don't help.
It don't help.
It don't help.
But I know you're getting fucking hit. You know, that's what I'm saying.
I've wore that body pad that you see that you put over your shoulders and just like protect your body.
Oh, you spar with Avery?
Yeah, and I've sparred with him, and he
shit.
said he was holding back, and I don't believe him. So, and I know
I felt this punch
he
one
ain't
time.
never told no lie, because I
He's
know
grinning over here, look at him.
he really was holding back, and even with that whole protection, like that hurts bad.
But I'm just saying, like, the days that you're in there with other people that compete like that too, like that's got to be wear and tear on your body. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So everybody that I train with is better than me. Like, there's not, I don't say that as like a I'm not good type of thing. I just mean like the people that I train with are on another level than I am. Almost every sparring partner is in the UFC right now, and have had 2 to 4 to 5 to 7 fights in the UFC. The coaches are past 20 fights. So I'm with a whole nother level of training, and that's the great thing.
That's only gonna better you.
Yeah, I'm being tested.
Because you don't want to spar with scrubs all day. You want to test your ability.
Exactly. And it's not necessarily about like testing like win or lose in sparring. And like, so that's a different type of there's a different type of style that Glory has compared to like where I've been in other places. Like other places, it's like, okay, we're going to try to whoop you. Let's see what you can do. And since I've been at Glory, it's more like, hey, we're learning together as we spar each other. We're not trying to take each other's heads off. We're just trying to flow and be like, okay, so I could have got you there. I got you there. You got me. Give and take, pull, what you can. Like, we're not trying to beat each other up, So, and it's, everything is very strategic. We're throwing this, we're throwing that. Everything is led up to this and that. There's no wild nothing. It's all strategic.
Right.
Technical. Yeah.
Experience too.
Yeah, and that's all Krause, man. And he's the brains behind Glory MMA.
Hell yeah.
Maestro.
Shout out him.
James Krause.
So how would you say fighters take losses?
Every fighter takes a loss differently. So a lot of fighters when you're like around people, you're not always gonna take it as hard. You know what I mean? But deep down there is a sense of I've failed.
Right.
I've lost. I'm never gonna be better than what I've done. I'm stuck in this position. Like, there's all kinds of fear and regret and doubt. And, there's all kinds of emotions and things that are running through your head and wishing and like, oh, I should have done this. I could have done this. This, you know what I mean? And it's all mental.
So what do you think Usman's mind's going through right now?
Yeah.
Something like that, like, all right. So when you say that, do you say like every like top of the game notch? Like even that guy that knows he's a bad mofo is like,
I
dude.
think that Usman knows that he's been on this reign for a long time, and that there was going to come a time where this happened. He might have thought that he was going to be, the better fighter, which maybe Usman is the better fighter,
right?
Technically.
I would have said so too.
And more experience. But this is MMA. This is fighting.
Anything could happen.
Anything can happen.
What was it like the last 30 seconds?
Perfect hook lead. That's like we train that all the time and throw that lead hand just to let them be like, oh, hello, and then legs coming, boom, head kick. Night night.
Just got caught chance.
But and I think the loss might hurt for Usman, but boy got paid, and
for sure
he's about to spend the next 6 months with his family. Probably go on the best vacation he's ever had,
And he's undeniably like Hall of Fame for sure.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah,
for
and
sure.
It's so different compared to like any sort of other sport, because the other sports you got a game next week.
Right. They're like, we
again.
lost, we're good.
Yeah, all right, we got it again in 7 days, and that's just something that whenever you take that loss and you don't know whenever that next fight is coming, like. Yeah, it can eat away at you, but I mean,
it always made me wonder too, though, like if it's better to lose right off the bat, or let's say you're like this guy that has 2 losses that's been on a streak for a minute, then take that loss.
Well, speaking from experience, I've had 1 loss in my career. I probably would have preferred to take a loss earlier in my career, but I feel that losing later in my career made me grow more.
They give you more fire?
Yeah. So the night of the loss, maybe even a couple of days of the loss, it did eat at me, because obviously I didn't want to lose, but I knew I had a rough training camp. I knew I had several injuries, and I accepted that fight on like, this thing was 14, 15 days notice, something like that, wasn't it, Hunter?
Yeah.
And but I did it for 2 reasons. I took the fight because it was the best guy in the nation, and I wanted to fight the best guy in the nation. That was 1. And 2, it was for a really good promotion, so I wanted to fight for the promotion. And the promoter said that he's been waiting to watch me fight, so it was a great opportunity to try to showcase myself. And because I was already signed with Fury for 4 fights, so I reached out to them to make sure that like I could fight. They said, why not, give you a little bit more experience. Even though I was undefeated, they could have told me no, like don't fight. But I told them straight up. I told Rich, I said, this guy's the best in the nation. I'm about to go pro. I want to fight the best in the nation. Gonna see where I'm at on my level. And even though I lost, I knew I should have won. And in my mind, I seen how I could have won and things like that, and why I lost. I mean, just like every other fighter does, when you lose. But I messaged the promoter that night, and I had a lot of doubts. I told him, I was like, man, I lost. And I didn't know if they would void a contract or anything, because I lost. And so there was a lot of emotions going through my head, and he said something that was like really reassuring to me. He's like, well, just let it fuel you for that pro debut, Right. And when you know it, it fueled me. 45-second knockout.
Yeah, man. it's not always a bad thing to like get a serving of humble pie. Like,
100%.
you know, like it is so good. It is so good for you. Like, just because I mean, you just take a step back and reevaluate things. And I mean, that flipped a switch. Like,
it told me that I needed to up my training. You know, I had been training at the same place, you know, for 7 years. Yeah. You know, and I had been going and doing training camps with Jackson Wink. You know, I've been there 3 times, and I enjoyed it there, but just wasn't the living environment wasn't right for me, and we just couldn't get everything right, and plus it was so far from home. You know, like when I train at Glory, it's 5 hours from my house. So if I have to come home with the kids or something, spend a birthday weekend, like for example, me and James Krause, we were at lunch, and I hadn't even planned on coming home. It was the first day of school for both of my children, my 7-year-old and my 5-year-old, and it was actually my first year of kindergarten for my 5-year-old. And I was talking to Krause about this because, you know, we're sitting out at lunch, me and him and his daughter. We're all, you know, getting to know each other. And, you know, I told him, I was like, man, I wanted to be there. And he's like, well, dude, go. Like, you know, you need to be there. Like, you know, family's important, you know, and, you know, and that was another thing that really, you know, everything about, you know, what Krause and Glory is just like kind of led me there. You know, it's all like everything's in sync, you know, from house with Iridium to, you know, the house with his house with Julian, all the way to Glory to Krause. Like, everything's kind of like in sync, but everything's just gotta, you know, just keep progressing and just keep over time, you know, being able to get up there full time and separated, you know, as long as, like, you know, we're just trying to get our business to where it needs to be and like get financials to where they need to be, and that way we can be there full time.
And when you say family, you really mean it.
Oh,
know?
yeah. I got 3 kids, so
yeah,
I mean, that's a full house.
Also, dude, when you're talking about your loss and all that, I was sitting here thinking, bro, I don't think you realize, like, you might realize, but dude, people fucking love you, dude. Like, out here in Arkansas, dude, like you're a pretty big name, but above all that, like, I see people shout you out, like, even before, like, you came on, I'm like, bro, Avery's doing his thing. I like commenting on your stuff and all that. I'm like, dude, people want to see you win, bro. And, like, you have the state behind you, you know? Like, even people I feel like that don't even watch MMA, like, fighting UFC, none of it. They fuck with you, dude. Yeah, and you're doing your thing, bro. And, like, and you give back to the community. And you even taught me, like when we started this, and I sat here and said, bro, we didn't know what we were doing. And you came on, bro, like, and it even taught me something. So, like, don't ever hold your head down when you come to a loss, bro. You're doing your thing, bro. Yeah. And I even seen another TikTok, too, I'll bring up, that he's over here. He's like, bro, I'm scared for the person coming next to me because I'm grinding so hard. I'm like, dude, that's my dog right there. You know what I mean?
You're going at it. Well, yeah. I mean, like, what you're talking about giving back, man, every time, every church service, tithing, man.
Right.
Every time we go visit a city, we're giving back to somebody that, like, needs help. Like, if anybody deserves it, it's these hands, for real.
And they don't even have to, like, be public. You know, like, even behind the scenes. But I'm just saying, even behind the scenes, I know he does well.
Yeah, we do so much because, like, we don't.
I don't do anything for any recognition, but, like, I think it's funny. Like, so, like, anytime I eat fast food, like, I try to, like, I'm always paying for the car behind me because I'm like, if I'm eating fast food, I'm like, it's like a punishment. So, like, I need to pay for the car behind me and just, like, make their day better. Right. And, like,
man, whenever we in Colorado, shout out to that Wendy's that we went to in Denver, Colorado. We went to Denver, Colorado for my 28th birthday, and we ordered
100
chicken nuggets
at midnight.
What? At midnight.
Oh, they were pissed at y'all.
Every single one of them.
It was,
They were mad.
No, listen, every single one of
them.
Damn,
these boys are stoned.
All of them were hot. It was me, Avery.
I wasn't with you. You were drunk.
You
Tell
were with
him.
me.
I was back at the house with Robert.
Hey, it was his birthday though.
We brought him back, and
I
just
couldn't
put
have
him
drove
out.
in the car no more.
We put him out.
couldn't have drove.
So we went for a buddy of mine's bachelor party, and then also like for my birthday, we went to Denver, Colorado. Went whitewater rafting.
Oh yeah.
Bro, how is that?
Oh, it was super
Incredible.
super,
Yeah,
super
like we went
fun.
down the Arkansas River through the Royal Gorge. It's a good bonding experience for sure. Like,
oh yeah,
it was.
I swear to God, that state is all of that, dude.
It's-
I'm telling you. Like
yeah,
I told you last
Colorado's
time, I lived in
beautiful.
Colorado, dude.
Beautiful.
Like that was one thing I wanted to go so bad, dude.
and we had
And
such a beautiful house.
oh, dude.
Yeah. Well, the house we stayed in, we like had the table, and we come back to the guys, and we brought 100 chicken nuggets, and I swear every single one of them were hot, fresh.
Yeah,
so
freshest,
good.
freshest.
They did us so well. We tipped them even. Like it was, man.
Dude, in Colorado homes, so you're talking about that. Dude, they're just like this traditional mountain just looking home, dude. And they're just dope, dude.
Yeah.
When I came back from Colorado, I'm like, bro, one day I'm going to build a Colorado style house. They're going to be like, what the fuck? But I'm like, bro, no, this is the stuff right here.
Yeah.
This is it. The A-frame houses, bro, I would love to live in A-frame.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just Colorado. Just the mountain people are just like the sweetest people you ever meet. And they do cool stuff.
We just got a new property actually ourselves. It's like a ranch style house. It's like 7 bedrooms, 3 baths with like a full basement, and like I just started purchasing like some farm animals, like some cows and stuff. And we
Is that the one you rent?
yeah. So we were talking about something the other day. We were talking about, you never think about livestock, you know what livestock is?
Yeah.
What's livestock?
Like, what do you mean? Like
What
it's
is
all-
it? Like what's livestock?
Like having animals.
Yeah,
stuff
like
that.
having
Yeah.
animals. But
Like,
think about it like this. Live stock. So it's stocks that are living.
Investment.
Investments
Okay.
that are
They can go
living.
down.
I'm
Yeah.
like, what are you trying to
You
get
got-
at?
Get it? It's live stock. It's
Yeah.
living stock. So
Yeah.
like all you do is invest your money in these animals and make sure that they live. And now you have something that just goes up in value all the time, you know? So if it goes up in value, then boom, you're making money over the next couple of years, and then they're reproducing. And then if you have 3 or 4 or 5 reproducing, you know,
You're trying to farm town in real life? Is that what you're telling me?
yeah.
Man,
I was never-
Avery, these hands just looked at me. He said, "What
We
is
don't-
livestock?"
we don't
I'm like,
play-
I don't want to say the wrong thing,
Yeah,
man.
we don't play any apps, like in any phone apps.
Yeah, I
We-
don't play any
we-
games.
I'm just,
We ain't with it. I saw somebody the other day, and they had a game going. Like it was some, I think they said like they were like making eggs. Like they'd have chicken houses and they'd make eggs and sell the eggs or whatever. And they just had the phone sitting down. This was at a restaurant. And I said, "What game is that?" And they told me or whatever. And he said, "But yeah, I don't really have I have a auto presser on this." Like
Auto click.
yeah, like it plays the game for me.
He's a bot.
I'm like, what?
He's faking. That's cheating.
What you make?
yeah.
I've done that on a couple games.
Oh,
RuneScape.
like, hey, yeah, RuneScape, old school,
I knew that
old
wasn't
school
him.
RuneScape. That was cool.
I love playing old school RuneScape
Yeah.
and new school, all of it. And I played that game for like 15 years.
Yeah,
I've never played it.
RuneScape.
What is it? RuneScape?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
so
like,
so you did you ever hear like World of Warcraft?
Yeah.
it's kind
It's
of
kind of like that, but better.
How old are you?
I'm 28.
All right. I'm 26. He said, World's Craft? Like, I didn't know what it was. Like, no, I just don't know what y'all just said before that.
Well, I mean,
Warcraft?
it's been played by like 2 billion players or something like that. So I mean, it's a role or RPG role playing game or something like that. But it's like people say like nerds play it, but like actually cool people play it too because I play it. I don't play it
Say
anymore.
something about it.
I don't play
Say
it anymore.
something about it.
I bet if I pulled up my account though, it'll be pretty decent. So
It's because he's a bot, though. So, like,
yeah. But I've been banned on a lot of my accounts for botting. So
dude, I was going to ask you about, you're talking about your real estate you bought or whatever. I seen something on Facebook where some dude said, "Is it cool if we do this?" Avery's like, "Dude, I think this guy knows I'm a fighter," or something like that. You remember that? Dude, I don't remember exactly what it was, but it's something like, do you Airbnb it out or something like
Airbnbs,
that? Some guy had rented out or something like that.
Oh, he said, "Yeah, can we fight each other?"
Oh, okay, that's what it was.
Yeah, I remember that.
Really,
now.
like when you know your boys are like fighters or something like that.
Yeah, I said, "Yeah, come on, man, we can kick each other's ass."
What,
I don't care.
to pay instead of just.
He's like, "Can we box if I rent it?" And I was like, "Yeah, why not?"
I completely read that wrong. I thought he was saying like he was scared.
He's
like, "Is it okay if we do this?" Because the owner fights for real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I read it wrong.
Come out and rent the Airbnb if you got a camper.
Yeah.
Or if you want to stay in a camper, there's a camper there.
Yeah, we got open
Rosebud,
spots.
Arkansas.
Ready to go.
Can you imagine renting his place is like lights out 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock
When we say
Said it was 9 o'clock.
we say lots how we mean it.
Like, oh shit! Here comes these hands, dog.
No, actually, I'm hardly ever out there unless the place needs mowed or check on things every time I drive by. That's about it. Do a little drive by and make sure everything's good. Check on fish, feed the fish, and
Yeah, a bunch of ponds. You can go fishing.
3 stock ponds. We stock them with catfish and bass and all kinds of things.
Where is this at? Like,
It's Mount Vernon,
okay.
out off 36 Highway.
So you got family out there too, though, right?
Yeah.
Are you from there originally?
We're from Rosebud.
Okay.
So, my family had a couple thousand acres out in Rosebud back in the day before they sold it all off. And now me and my brother Chris, he's actually my cousin, but I call him my brother because he's like my brother. And we're just trying to grind this thing out and rebuild the net for the next generation. And so, got like 30 acres out there in Mount Vernon. So we got these Airbnbs and camper slots going, and hopefully get that all full and get another 10, 15 spots and find a big property and start building.
Bro, land is everything right now.
It is.
And it's like, I know, like, I've always heard, like, land is only going to, bring you more, like, money, and it's only going to grow. But, like, I see it now, especially even after pandemic and all that. Just, like, I went from wanting one day to be rich to, like, just wanting to generate wealth. Like you're talking about, like, for generations and all that. There's a difference in being rich with wealth. And I'm not saying I'm never going to be, like, wealthy, but, like, just being able to provide something that's, like, I have kids. We have a good relationship. I own this land. They can move 10 acres down, right there. And it's just, like, the family and all that, That's wealth to me as well.
Everybody has a different concept of rich.
Speak on it.
So there's rich and there's wealthy. A very smart man told me, he said, I'm rich. I said, "Oh, you're rich? Like, oh, that's cool, man. That's awesome." And he's like, "I ain't wealthy, but I'm rich." I was like, "What do you mean?" He said, "Well, I could buy time. I could buy time."
About time.
So
I don't want to not laugh at this joke, but
yeah,
I'm trying to
that,
keep it.
that country song is like, I ain't rich, but I damn sure got it made. I mean,
you're damn sure right.
So he said he could buy time. So, do you cut your own grass?
Yeah.
So you can't buy time. You can't afford to pay somebody to cut your grass. Oof. You see?
Okay.
So if it takes you an hour and a half, but that's the thing. You might like cutting your grass. So
does that mean if I cut my own grass, I'm wealthy? Or does that mean I'm not rich?
But that's the saying. This is his concept. This is his concept.
Okay, yeah.
If he buys more time, he can buy time, so he's rich. If he was stuck in the grind of having to do things all the time for himself, he's losing hours that could be committed to something else. Could make him more rich.
My mind's racing right now, y'all.
he cutting grass.
You know what I mean? So
listen, if you cut your own grass, you are not rich. So fuck
look,
you. No,
look, I actually enjoy cutting grass, but I haven't cut my own grass in 3 years.
I could see you out there weed eating with a little straw hat, one of them little circle ones.
I'm on a tractor
little
or something.
AirPods or something. He might have the cords with it. He's like, he don't care. Don't tell me he's not rich.
I like one. So let me tell you, I used to do landscaping and with my brother-in-law Cody, and a couple of other buddies, and that stuff's hard work.
So hard.
And I'm not talking about just mowing and weeding. I'm talking about we'll pull your whole flower bed up and redo it and then put it back together and it's hard work. And but I actually do enjoy cutting grass though, but I don't want to do no push mowing. I want to ride a lawnmower like
got the zero turn.
10 acres, 100 acres
zero
on a
turn
Little
tractor.
flag on it says these hands or something.
I feel like you could put a ramp out there with a zero turn.
Hell
Out there with my glass of Hallerhead.
You want a shot?
Get off the lawn, kids.
Those things pop wheelies like crazy.
Also, I want to give a shout out to CJ Green, man.
Hey, shout out
Did his
CJ.
thing, man.
Fight.
Winner chicken dinner.
Yes,
Yeah.
Sir.
And boy, went out there. So CJ just fought. What was it? 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Something like that. 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I honestly, he hit me up. He was like, "Man, I'm fighting." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And he was supposed to fight back like a couple of weeks ago or something like that, but opponent fell through or whatnot, so just got switched up.
They scared of him.
Well, I was excited. I was excited that he was fighting. He hit me up. Like, he called me at 7 a.m. I was like, "Hello?" He's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Oh, nothing. Whatever."
I'm mowing the grass.
Yeah. And he was like, "Man, I'm like 7 pounds over." I'm like, "All right, well, meet me at the sauna."
Yeah.
And I like
Literally,
I literally like woke up and got out of the bed, like didn't even get fully dressed, like put my shirt on and everything, and I just like left. And we usually always meet in Little Rock at the old the LA Fitness, and it's like Fortiva or something now. But so I'm like, I go in there in the LA Fitness. First, I went to Academy and got him some Sweet Sweat to make him sweat more. And we went to that sauna, and I'm like looking around. I'm like, where is he? So I'm like calling him, and he's not answering, obviously, because he's cutting weight. And the fight was in Hot Springs. So I talked to my other buddy that was with him, and Bailey, and I was like, "Yo, where y'all at?" And he's like, "Oh, man, we're in Hot Springs at the Y." I was like, "Oh, crap, I'm in Little Rock." Like, I didn't know. So, like, here I am. I'm, like, flying 100 miles an hour all the way to Hot Springs so we can finish cutting this weight. And so we end up getting done cutting like an hour early, and we get to the weigh-ins, and his opponent's like still 6 or 7, 8 pounds over, Oh, and the dude's like not even trying to cut weight. He's just like walking around, fiddling with his fingers, whatnot, like pretending he's like walking, I guess. He's like shadow boxing every now and again, and like no disrespect to him, I'm just saying like he accepted a fight at a certain weight, it was an amateur fight, but still like this is the stepping stones to your career. You got to do the right things at the right times, and make sure that, you make weight, because that's like the most important thing in this fight game is making weight. But
I feel like that's the most important thing besides the actual fighting.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. Like,
I
you're the
couldn't
fighter,
stand that if I worked that hard to cut weight. If I got in the sauna, if I got in the sweatsuit and all that, and I was out there, and then somebody tells me, "Hey, this guy's just been out in the hallway just hanging out," like just flexing for the gram.
He said, "Look at it."
He just been flexing for the gram out there, like, man, that's difficult.
Avery, you have a
situation.
big fight coming up. All right, so what did you say your weight was again? Like 220? Is that what you said?
No, my weight's 260.
Oh,
I said I would make 220 if we were gonna fight
that's
Jake
what
Paul.
it was. That's why I
Yeah.
said that.
I will.
All right, so you're heavyweight. What's the lowest amount you can be in heavyweight?
207,
207. So like,
206, something like that.
all right, let's basically say someone can make weight, and they're like 10 to 12 pounds not making weight, and it's like basically it's like you do your weight, and that's right before the fight, or let's say like that week of the fight, and they're supposed to do it. Are you gonna tell them no, or like, are you that dog that like do it, or like how does that work for you? I don't even want to just say dog, but like what's your like? What do you think about that?
So I got two things on this. So first of all, if you can't make weight, in the heavyweight division, you suck.
That's kind of why I read.
So, and there's actually I think there's only been one person ever in UFC history that has not made weight at the heavyweight division. And the thing is if you fight heavyweight and you don't make weight, they are not going to want you back because you got to make weight as a heavyweight.
Right.
So when I was still an amateur, a guy that I fought, he was like 8 to 10 pounds over, and it was for a title.
In heavyweight?
Heavyweight.
So, okay, I said what is the highest in heavyweight you can go?
So the highest is 266.
Okay, cool.
And he was like 282.
Okay.
Or something like that.
That would have been the better question.
So if you go over the weight, like I still said let's go because I knew I had trained and prepared more.
You got that dog in him.
I just knew. I mean, like, first of all, if you don't make weight, that's a sign that you did not work hard enough for this fight. You know what I mean?
Do you ever look like damn pussy?
No, I don't. I try not to judge people off of looks because, for example, a dude that's like 6'5", 6'6", 250 pounds, like I just fought, looks pretty scary to some people. Looks pretty, big, broad shoulders, like big guy, really big guy. You know what I mean? Most people would be scared of him. Like if you walk into a bar, you're like, don't fight that guy.
Yeah.
I don't think like that. I don't think like I can beat him. I don't think like he could beat me. I just like when I go in there, it's blank.
No, I meant like if he was at the weight where he couldn't make it,
I still would fight him.
Well, no, I know that, but I'm saying, and you were saying like he didn't work hard enough.
Yeah.
And he knows that.
Yeah,
and
he knows
he doesn't
that.
make the weight.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying pussy like damn, he wasn't really ready
Well,
to go with me. I didn't mean that.
It made me more mad because like whenever I was earlier in my amateur career, I was walking around more heavy. So I would walk around at like 280, like the same weight as him. And like I would have to cut. So like for example, that day, like I had been cutting for a while and like on a harder cut for me, like I hadn't even ate for like 24 hours, so like just trying to make weight. And I came in like right at the limit at 265. And that's what I told him. I was like, dude, I made weight. Like I've been on the same journey as you.
I committed.
Yeah. Like I committed to this. I mean, but I was the champion of the promotion. So, I mean, obviously the champion has to, perform. But after that, like I looked at him, like at that stare off, like I was just like, dude, you're done. You're done, son.
I seen Sean O'Malley. He was saying something like, whatever weight he is or whatever was expected for the fight. He was like, bro, after you do the weigh-in, because like, I guess they do their weigh-in on like a Thursday or Friday, and then they fight. Or they do it on a Thursday and they fight that Saturday. He's like, bro, I might weigh 15 pounds more than I do.
Who was this?
Sean O'Malley.
Oh yeah.
Is that for real though?
Oh yeah,
Can you really like
he has
cut?
He has great nutritionists behind him.
So you can have the people around you where like you can not be 15 pounds less or more than
for
what
example,
you need to be until
like
you fight.
Like CJ just cut 7 pounds, one day.
That's crazy.
It was like,
He actually told me about y'all. If you go back and look at the last podcast, we were talking about like, because we had brought you up a couple times, and he was talking about like y'all put on the like heater or something like that, so he would like cut like weight and all that. But I'm just saying like that is nuts to know that you go in that weigh-in, and then the next like when you go in the ring, whether it be a day after the next day, like you could be 12 pounds more than that in 2 days, like. Or a day. That's nuts, bro.
And the heavier you are, the more weight you can lose. Like, for example, like I'll go into a weight cut. So like whenever like any of the fighters that are on my team and that I'm like cornering or I'm helping cut weight, I cut weight with them. So like I'm not eating, I'm not drinking water. Like I'm going through the same things that you're going through. I'm in the sauna for the same time as you. Like my rule is like you're not getting out of the sauna until I'm ready to get out. Like if we're going through this together. And sometimes I'll cut 10 to 15 pounds as a heavyweight, cutting weight with them, doing workouts or whatever, whatever we're doing to cut weight, because I fully believe like that's a commitment that I need to do with them to keep them in the game. Like for me personally, if I'm trying to cut weight by myself, like I'm going to be less motivated if I have like somebody right next to me cutting weight with me that don't even have a fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Just accountability. Accountability is hard as a solo mission.
Oh yeah. Like just to speak on a little bit of accountability, like, at Glory and Julian, like, we were doing like, one day we were doing sparring and it was 6 rounds and it was wrestling day, I'm pretty sure. And, man, I was tired. We had been doing live rounds for a full hour, went straight into sparring. We'd already done 3 or 4 rounds. I'm just laying down like on all fours. I'm exhausted working with some of these really great UFC fighters. And Julian's like, Avery, get off your ass. Let's go. And just get out. Yeah. Go. Yeah, and pushing me and motivating me to get everything out of me, even if I'm tired, and they want to make sure that I'm 110%, for them, because I know that when I fight with the Glory name, that I'm representing them, and that I have to do my best to make them look good as always, and because it means something to me to train at such a great place with such a great team, and that's why keep the winnings going, Glory's a great gym and full of winners, so that's a good thing to me.
They humble you too, huh?
Always, every day,
you, bro.
Every single day, I get humbled, and that's what makes me grow, and what's makes me love it even more, to see where I'm at on my level and to see where I'm going to be in the future, and to just keep going over the next few years, and keep growing and keep fighting and just keep growing.
So what is sparring versus ring?
So
I mean like damage wise.
So like you shouldn't take damage. You shouldn't take damage in sparring
at all.
Well, I'm not gonna say at all.
So tell me right now. All right, let's say, because we were talking about earlier, just sparring. But like, let's just say you're in there, right? And you're sparring with this other guy, same weight as you or whatever, and you're already sparring, but someone hits you with the right or left or a kick or whatever, but harder than it wasn't supposed to. But it's just, I feel like it just comes naturally sometimes. Does that not ever be like, they hit you, like, oh, this mother going down, you know what I mean? Like,
well, that's called ego.
I know that's ego, but
you can't have ego. Happens, you can't have ego, because when you have ego, you get humbled. And so, like, the thing is, like, so any fighter will tell you, when we spar, we match your level. So, like, if we're sparring each other, I'm gonna match your level. You hit me, I'm gonna hit you as hard as you hit me. You know what I mean? And that's what we do. But that's the good thing about Glory, though. We don't. It's not like that. It's not. I'm not hitting you. We're not hitting. It's mutual. If you're gonna hit me hard, we're gonna know we're hitting each other hard. If we're sparring for technique, we're gonna work technique. You know what I mean? So,
in sparring, what is the most nastiest thing that's happened to you? I mean, like kick, hook, anything that was unexpected, like Tony Ferguson going on. You ever have one of them?
So
you can still see a black eye.
I'm just asking.
Well,
you. I know we say that, but I'm just wondering. Like,
I've probably had a couple of things. Like I had the eye cut from Julian.
What's the worst?
Grizzly Bear. Frazier, he flash KO'd me with a head kick. He was a UFC heavyweight. I've had a swollen. Probably the worst thing. This is probably the worst thing. My eye was completely swollen shut, and black and like oozing shit, and I literally thought like my orbital was broke. And so I had to go to like the hospital, and it was like this whole situation for like, a couple weeks, like with my eye rehealing. I had to wear like this eye patch, and that was from an elbow to the eye.
All right, what's the nastiest KO you've had? Have you ever been KO'd like that?
I've never been knocked out.
Never?
No.
Never.
Never.
So we post this, nobody's going to send me like, he's lying.
I've never been knocked
Damn, that's
out.
fucking gnarly, dude.
No, never been knocked out. So I'm planning on keeping it that way. The closest I've ever been to getting
That's my gangster.
the closest I've ever been to getting knocked out was when Justin kicked me probably about 4 years ago in the face. So like he head kicked me and I kind of fell and caught myself and got back up. But I mean I was definitely rocked, But that
I didn't even mean that in a bad way. When I had CJ on here, he told me him and Shane had sparred and he got a couple kicks to the face. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I didn't know.
I was there that day.
Hell yeah. Well, I'm going to tell you, he didn't fear down. He told us about it.
Oh, yeah.
He said then I showed up to my next fight in a Scooby-Doo costume.
Yeah, he did. And everybody was like, Scooby-Doo.
CJ, you're my boy.
He's like, Scooby-Doo. Everybody was like, this Scooby-Doo.
Where are you?
Yeah.
So when can we expect Hunter to be in the ring or in the
I
octagon?
ain't never getting in there.
Hunter, dog.
Never, ever.
All right,
Hey,
listen.
I'm
if you ever do, you got to give me this promise, though. You bring back the Mohawk. You got to do it.
I'm with it.
If you ever
I'll get
do it,
crazy.
you got to bring back.
Like I said, we spar
You got to
together.
pull up in a Jimmy.
Yeah, we spar at a gym every now and then, and just so he can get some speed, and I just throw as fast as I can, and it's crazy the movement that he has, just the head movement, just everything, how fast he can switch up, like so. Yeah, no, it's not for me.
Avery, I would like to just have you teach me some things in there, man.
Yeah,
Well,
dude.
look right here.
No, I throw them. I throw
see
them.
that.
I throw them. I'm not saying like I'm great, but I can kind of hit pretty hard, but like the technique is what I'm talking about. But like I'm better on ground, just like wrestling all that, just because I've always had big legs. So that's what I mean, like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm sure I go on his thing, they're beating my fucking ass, but I'm just saying, I would just love to learn that.
You'll have to come to like a kickboxing class sometime.
I'll check it out for sure.
I teach kickboxing in Cabot at Powerhouse Combine, the training facility, and that's been pretty fun for the past. I think we started that in April, and that's been going really good and super fun. Obviously I can't do it while I'm away at training camp, and but it's super fun. I'm working with so many kids, and the kids are, they think it's awesome that, they get to work with a professional fighter, during the week. And
Told you they love you, man.
oh yeah, then I love everybody, and I appreciate everybody that supports me. Like you said, like everybody's always been around, and I know it's only growing more and more, but the day ones are always gonna be here.
For sure.
True that.
For sure, man. I was going to ask you because I messaged you the other day. So, you can look at Hunter right here. He's got a dope shirt on. It's his brand. You know what I mean?
Merch.
But, not even just merch, but just, sponsorship. So, I, lost 40. And I was talking about, you keep it local. When I moved to Colorado, I realized that I like drinking craft beer. It don't always have to be what I drink with my beverage, but I'm a beer drinker. And I like some craft beer. And I'm like, man, Lost 40, shout out to y'all because I like y'all's Hazy's IPA. We'll give you a little shout out.
Yeah.
But just talk to you, man. I see, when you post on Facebook and all that, bro, you be eating some people's meals, all that. Just, how do you go about, the sponsorship and also, I don't know exactly what I want to get out because I just want to shout them out. And drinking, I'm not saying I had to pay me or nothing like that, but just to get the team and to be acknowledged with them, to shout them out and they shout me out. That's what I mean by sponsorship.
So, you have to figure out how you can bring value to them.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I think that you would bring value to them by having them on your show. Maybe have them bring a few of their local drafts, have the manager, maybe the owner on the show, have them talk about some of their great menu items, anything that they want to talk about that's going to boost the morale of their store or to give them more success and to bring more awareness to the community. I think that's how that would help you be successful with them.
How many sponsors you think you have right now? Because you got a lot, dog. Or at least you have a lot of people shouting you out.
Well, the sponsorship it's kind of thin right now, but I think I had more sponsors earlier in my career.
Yeah.
So like I feel like as I get more professional and as I get higher and higher, like people are more scared to like I don't know, like I don't know how to say scared, but like
I'm scared.
Like I'm talking about to invest. Like they're thinking oh, this guy's gonna get big. He's not gonna be able to help me. Things like that. But like what people don't understand is like I'm from a small town.
Same. That's how I feel with podcasts. So go ahead. My
town, we're from Rosebud, Arkansas. 300, 400 people max in the whole town. Like all I know is everybody. So like. In Arkansas, I support Arkansas. I love Arkansas. So, like, when a business supports me, I'm going to give them everything I got.
Exactly.
For real.
Exactly.
That's the difference. That's the difference.
And bro, when I said sponsorship, neither, I didn't mean, like, just, like, I say something on here and, like, I get paid for it. I just mean, like, I'm drinking their beer. I want to shout them out, and they shout something back to me,
Well, you think about this. You want that, and that's great.
For sure.
But me as an athlete, I have to have, funds,
right?
Cash advance or products that help me during my training.
Stock trade.
Yeah, and so basically, I don't get paid for any of this. Like I don't get paid for training.
Same.
I don't get paid to go to Missouri and train with Krause and Glory. Like I don't get paid for that. I don't get paid for anything. Like, and that's what people don't understand. Like, there are times where I'm grinding, and not doing things, because I don't want to blow the money that I don't have. Because when I'm training and only focused on that, like that's all I do, every day, Monday through Friday, all I do is train, and then I come home and I rest. And I watch film, and then I go back and train for night classes, and then I come back home and I rest and I eat decent, and I try to do things the right way, especially when I'm living in Kansas City. Like I do things the right way, and me and my wife were talking about this actually last night. We were talking about, like, why do you do this there? Why do you do this here? How do you do this there? How do you do this there? And I'm just like, well, when I'm there, I'm 100% focused to only that. Like when I'm at home, there's a lot of distractions. You know what I mean? And I say home because it's Arkansas. That Arkansas is my home, and it will always be my home. But living in KC for a long period of time, like I'm doing, it'll be my second home.
Avery, I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. I don't have my crystal ball right now, but I'm gonna tell you what's happening. This is some real shit. One day, Avery's gonna keep doing his grind, and I know my boy is gonna be like lights, everything. Like he's already like that to me and so many people in Arkansas, but he's gonna be that to me. The podcast and all that. I'm gonna tell you something right now. One day. I'm going to be doing this podcast still. He's going to be doing his thing. And then one day, he's going for that title fight. And ESPN has a little interview. Somebody coming to interview him for this fight. And it's going to be Jared McKenzie interview him. And then we're going to sit here. The title's going to be like these two boys from Arkansas interviewing each other. That's going to happen, bro. And I'm telling you, it's going to happen.
I think that you can get on the media list for the UFC. I don't know how, but I think you can. So, like, you could be going to the events and, like, streaming with some type of recording device, asking questions. And
at that point, they're going to ask me to go, buddy.
Yeah.
And they're going to be like, damn, we should have never doubted my dog. You should have never doubted. But I'm telling you, bro, this is going to happen one day.
Oh, man. It'd be awesome.
Because, bro.
Sooner rather than later.
I'm telling you, it's happening, bro. And I tell people that. And like I said, everybody love you in Arkansas and all of that. But I'm telling everybody, I'm like, bro, you got Bryce Mitchell coming. But before Bryce Mitchell, like, not even MMA, but just combat sports guy was Jermaine Taylor.
Yeah.
How long ago was that?
Yeah, that's been a
a
while.
long time, but even just dominant like that. But I'm saying, bro, Ross Mitchell, Avery's coming, bro. You hear me? And it's kind of like that too. I mean, but you take away Ross Mitchell from and UFC is a big thing, or just the whole like promotion of MMA fighting. Oh, it's a big thing, bro.
Yeah, and there's only like 5 in Arkansas, 5 UFC fighters in all of Arkansas.
That's what I'm saying. And there's like maybe like one like podcaster outside. There might be one that's like signed to U of A. You know what I mean? Something like that. You know what I mean? But just like the routes we're going, I'm not completely different. But I'm just saying, like, coming at Arkansas, man, like, it's just like, I think we're coming, man.
Oh, yeah. The come up is upon us, man. Arkansas is one of the smallest states as far as like people go, but we have the cheapest cost of living. People are coming.
Bro, the biggest thing about Arkansas that we do have going for us is when we do that, the fan base is crazy, dude. Like, you went to Arkansas game. How was it?
Yeah.
Game. And there's something we got to talk about. Woo! Pigs, suey.
Hey.
Bro, tell them about what happened. Tell them about it.
You know, I love the Razorbacks. And, you know, and so we had to go to the first game of the year. We had to. And we were playing a ranked team. And
Cincinnati.
Yep, Cincinnati.
We beat them.
They brought some pretty good fans. They brought a pretty good
fan base was kind of crazy, actually. We were
first ranked team we've been since 1975.
So
think on that.
We get to the game. You know, we get some beers in us, and we're walking around, and our seats originally were like really high up, and we were like, man, we're not even gonna go check our seats out, and. Well, we go sit in these handicap seats waiting on, you know, some handicapped people to come take the seats. We're just keeping them warm for them, you know. And then once they got there, we were like, all right, let's find some better seats. So we went down to the very front row, right behind the dugout, the sideline. And, and the sideline. And
CBD.
Yeah, and so what we did was we went down to the first row behind the sideline of the players, and we were like just chilling front row and watching the game. And then I text my buddy Devin, and I'm like, "Are you here?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm here." And then they always got the best like VIP seats and stuff like that. So I walked over there to him, and he's like, I see him. He's waving. I'm waving. We're waving at each other. And there's this lady. She's handing out waters to all the security guards. And I'm like, hey, let me get one of those. And she hands me the water. And the security guy beside me was like, he looks at me like, man, how did he get us that water? I said, shh, I'm undercover. Undercover security. Don't worry about it. You know, and he's like, man, yeah, I was wondering how you got that. And so I said, so the next thing I do, I'm like, all right, now it's our time. Let's go to the field. We walk on the field to try to go to my buddy Devin's section to where the VIP section is.
Like right behind the field goal.
Yeah, all these like cops and security guys and stuff. I'm like, all right, y'all guys just follow me. So I told him, I was like, all right, thanks, Charlie. We're gonna go over here now, make sure everything's all right. So we go, and he lets us walk by. We're going over here in the end zone, walk over to the VIP section, and I meet up with Devin, and then it became halftime. So we walk in, we go inside, and we're like chilling. They got free liquor, free beer, free food, a whole buffet. What? Chilling. So, woo. Anyways, so we go back to our seats after halftime. These guys are sitting beside us. He said, I'm talking about going and trying to run on the field. Everybody's like, oh, don't run on the field. Don't run on the field.
They're telling you, nah.
Yeah, they're telling me, no.
Bad idea.
Don't do it. Bad idea. You'll go to jail.
Wait. What quarter?
This is third quarter.
Oh, so when they... Oh, damn.
So it was close.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
That's what I was saying. Third quarter, I know they're coming back.
It was 14-21.
Woo!
Hunter said... Dude, just wait till they score a couple more times or something. Just stop. And then we caught the interception, right?
Yeah.
There towards the end of the third quarter, and everybody went crazy. I said, "This is the time." And the dude next to me was like, man, I was like, I'll bet you $100 I'll go touch the end zone and back. He's like,
you won't.
You
won't.
Yeah, you won't.
He shook my hand. He said, you won't. And so I said, okay, cool. I didn't know if the dude was going to give me the money or not. Really, I was just doing it for respect. So I go down there. I'm contemplating it. Like, I'm thinking about it. And there's like people sitting right here, like where I have to jump over. There's like people, one person right here.
Crazy.
Yeah, there's people like everywhere.
Arkansas energy.
So I'm like waiting, and I like looked, and like as soon as we caught the interception, I was like, yes, let's go. I ran and I jumped the ledge, and I went and touched the end zone. Came back to the seat.
Gatorade bottle.
Told the dude. That was the third time I went on there. So I told him, I went back to the seat and I was like, all right, I went and touched it. Give me the money.
He said, go again.
He said, no, you didn't. He said, you're lying.
Pull out your phone. Watch again.
He was purposely
Hunter
not
was
looking.
like, yeah, he was purposely not looking. And Hunter said, hold up. Let me show you the video.
I got
Boom.
the video replay.
And he said, I'm a man of my word.
Yep.
Here's $100.
Oh.
Paid me my money. So I'm down there.
Is an Arkansas fan too?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Arkansas
oh, yeah.
fan.
Okay, bet.
So you know Michael Hopper, right?
Yeah.
So he went to the game with us.
Okay.
But him and his buddy were sitting in a different section. Like they were literally sitting with the Bearcats crowd. And
Cincinnati?
yeah, they were sitting with the Cincinnati crowd, like in their section. And so I'm over here, like down here in the VIP on the field. I'm like waving at him, and he's like, I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, whatever. And he's like, come on. And I'm like, whatever. So then the Bearcats mascot is over here like doing its thing, and I pick up the gate and I move it, and I just walk out there, and I'm like, I tap him on the shoulder. I'm like, come on, let's call the Hogs. I'm like, whoa.
Talking to the
opposition,
Yeah,
the Bearcats mascot. Yeah. I'm like, let's call the Hogs. And I'm trying to get everybody to call the Hogs, but it's in the Bearcat section. So
did the Bearcat pull him up?
Yeah. So
he said, I wish they would.
It was an awesome time.
Didn't. Yeah, but yeah.
Bro, that would have been a TikTok.
We get the most, yeah. We get the most out of whatever we do. I mean, like,
I know y'all do.
Got to.
That's just what it is.
That would have been a TikTok though. Avery, these hands Wilson knocks out Cincinnati Bearcat.
I wanted him to put it on my head, just like take off running, like.
Bro, but the atmosphere is crazy out there.
Oh my goodness, yes.
What was
yes.
the ratio?
College
I
football.
know.
I couldn't even tell you. Oh no, I guarantee you.
I meant to like Cincinnati.
Maybe like
Arkansas
1%. 1%.
You know them Hogs boys show up.
You know what they said? The Bearcats quarterback actually said like the stadium, threw him off by how much, how loud they was.
Yeah, bro. I've sat back and I've watched like a bunch of people like even when we were in the drought, just getting our like ass kicked, dude. Like they were always saying Arkansas is like one of the hardest places to go because them fans go nuts. And I'll tell you something.
And now they've
bro.
made those renovations and like really closed it
I
in,
didn't
like
even
really
think about
bold it up.
Yeah, bro. I went
It was loud.
in so I'm 26. I went in 2016 when Jalen Hurts played for Alabama. He was the quarterback. And anyways, first game, only game I've ever been to in Fayetteville was when we played Alabama, right? I go there. I'm 20 years old, dude. I go out there. I'm with some guys I was in welding school with, dude. And I had like this little styrofoam ice chest full of just alcohol. Like we got beers, we got Jaeger, we got Crown, all the college boy like stuff to drink and let's go wild. I didn't realize I was stupid, but for some reason I thought I could bring all this like alcohol into this football game. And I'm going nuts. So I go out there, bro. Go in my little crowd. They're all in there. I got all the ice chests in there. I'm thinking I'm a gangster. I walk in there. They're like, yo, you can't bring this in there. And like for some reason in my mind, I'm like, what? Why would you not let me have my ice chest full of alcohol in this like Arkansas game? So they tell me I gotta ditch it. They're like, bro, you just throw it away. I'm like, no way, bro. So I go find a hiding spot, bro. The hiding spot. So Arkansas's basketball arena, what's it called? Ed Butner, Waltner. Y'all don't know. Cool.
No.
Anyways, basically Arkansas's basketball court, bro.
I don't watch basketball.
Whatever
I'm
it's
terrible.
called. Well, either way, y'all don't be mad because I can't remember at the time. But anyways, their basketball court, bro, their arena. So I go out there, and I don't even know it's an arena, bro. I just see some hedges out there. And, bro, like I said, this is Alabama, Arkansas, and Bama fans crazy, too. So, like, that stage was just crazy. I'm talking about probably, like, 60,000 people at least just when we leave. But I put this ice chest behind this hedge by the courthouse, bro. And there's all these people out here. I'm like, bro, we're not going to have a good time. I had to ditch all the alcohol. I hit it. We go back to this hedge, bro. We found this thing, bro, and just started turning up. Alabama people come out here taking shots. Arkansas people coming out here taking shots. Like, I even remember, like, out there in the stands, even though we were losing, like, 42 to, like, 7, bro. There's, like, 3 minutes left in this last quarter, bro. We scored a touchdown. They're like, yeah, bro, just going nuts, dude.
The Alabama fans?
Yeah, they're crazy, bro.
Yeah, they are.
So I'm excited. So this week I'm going to the South Carolina game, dude. So
this weekend, that's awesome.
yeah, bro. So anyways, the whole point of saying all that is I know it was nuts out there, dude, because people go crazy in Fayetteville.
Yeah, and like so in the Arkansas end zone, like all those red seats.
Yeah.
That's where we were sitting.
Bullshit.
Yeah. Right behind the field goal.
I knew y'all had to be close, but I didn't know that's where y'all were
So
at.
they kick a field goal, you're like catching it, basically.
Yeah.
Damn, did y'all get a football?
No, it didn't. It went all on the upper decks.
Oh.
But it almost it like bounced. So like we're like at the end and it like bounced off and you'd have to
That
be
messed up. Y'all get the best seats in the house, don't get a football. That's messed up sometimes.
Yeah, it's like sitting behind the dugout and not getting the baseball.
Bro.
I'm ready to go watch a Royals game or a Braves game soon, and then Kansas City Chiefs. Be watching them playing
I'm a
soon.
Ravens fan, bro.
Well, we can
Bro,
watch them when they play each other.
What y'all doing tomorrow?
What's tomorrow?
Thursday. But the Bills.
Today's Thursday.
The
isn't it?
Bills in LA play.
No, yeah.
It's kick off.
Oh,
First NFL
that's
game of the
tonight.
season. Is today Thursday?
Yeah,
Oh shit,
it's on right now probably.
bro! I thought it was Wednesday.
Gotta watch a game.
Tomorrow, yeah.
I'm about to look up the score.
Doing security tomorrow.
Gotta go.
Where at? I really thought today was Wednesday.
At a car lot.
Yeah, it's for a car lot. I don't even.
Where at?
I couldn't even. It's on University, bro. In the
The CBD is really good. I'm like,
Yeah.
the most ghetto part of University, guaranteed. Like there's bullet holes all through the building that I watch. So, but pays good, decent, and it pays good.
Bills
decent.
are winning.
Nice.
Y'all trying to catch this after this?
We'll see what's up.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Anything else we should talk about?
All right, another question. What is the oldest you think you could come in to like MMA and really expect to have a career and like to take off? Like, what's the oldest you could really do? I'm not talking about like
the first day started training, or like what if you like? Are you saying you trained in the past?
So let's just say like, all right, I'm 26. Let's say
Okay.
I'm coming into this, you know, I know just from watching, but like I don't have background. I might have a little power in my punch or something like that. And I might know a little bit, but like I've never been in this like dome. Like what is someone like that that could come in there? Because you see like some fighters come in there and they're like 24 to like 26 maybe. But I'm saying like what? Not like anybody suspicious.
Specific.
Yeah, special. Like, not a freak nature of an athlete, but like what, like generally is the oldest you can go into the octagon and like really be that high level athlete, you think, or expect a career out of it?
Dana will say he's not interested in signing anybody over 30 years old.
That's cap.
But
I just mean professionally. How about that? That's what
okay.
I'm
So
looking for.
UFC, I would say your odds start slimming 30 plus. But there's a lot of like the main fighters are like 35, 36, 37 because they've been in the game for so long. Like especially heavyweights, they're a lot older. But in regular promotions, like I've seen people fight that are like my last opponent was 35, 37, something like that. Like you can be 40 years old and still doing this and fighting, 45 years old. And I know there's a guy that's like 45 years old, and I think his name is Ben Rowland. He's kind of older as well, and he's a heavyweight and he's doing this. Like it doesn't matter what your age is. Starting off like really, 26 years old, I would say that you need to get in a gym and like only train, like
all day, every day.
all day, every day.
But it's possible.
It's possible.
Like, not just freak athlete. It's possible, though.
No, yeah, it's possible. It's definitely possible. But I would say, like, most people that start fighting, they could fight before they started fighting. You know what I mean? They had some type of skill of fighting before,
Right.
or some kind of athlete. Like you don't see just like average Joes, you know,
Right.
boxing, fighting, MMA.
Bet. Listen, dog, I appreciate y'all coming on.
Oh yeah, man, love it,
yeah.
love it anytime, love it anytime.
Honestly, I went back and watched the last podcast just to, like, you know, study or whatever, but that one was lit, and let me tell y'all, I've had a great time.
Yeah.
Hunter, what were you going to say?
Yeah, I'm right. No, just, thanks for nice.
Yeah,
Nice for
Thanks
having
for
us.
nice. I
shout
feel
out a
it.
couple of sponsors right quick.
Go
A1
for it.
Cellular, appreciate everything that y'all do.
Shout out.
For me and my Hunter and everybody, all the phones you take care of. To CTI Services, Travis is an awesome dude. Bradsfield Siding, Mark's an awesome guy. Shout out to Sonic, always Sonic. Let's see who else. Who else?
Yo, do you got that shirt? Or jump?
We got the... Yeah.
Yeah, so check it out. My mom makes shirts. We got the U1 podcast right here. And then Avery, you got like shout them out with your merch.
Yeah, millions.
Millions.com. Avery These Hands Wilson. You can find me on there. Super cheap, affordable, and great wear, great everything.
Yes, sir.
But hey, I just want to shout out to any sponsors that I may have missed, because obviously I don't have a list in front of me, and I know y'all are all awesome and you mean a lot to me. So don't feel like just because I did not mention you that it doesn't mean everything. You know, Restore Hyper Wellness, I didn't mention them. They're great. They take care of my whole body before every single fight. You know, with drip therapy, photobiomodulation, you know, using red lights to cure any type of cells and things like that, and cryotherapy. It's all great, and I have so many good sponsors that help me out, and it really means a lot. I am blessed. It just you know, it does get hard, like the longer that they are your sponsors and taking care of their needs, and you know, because like when a sponsor invests in me, like I want them to feel like they're getting something out of me. Like I don't want them to feel like I'm just giving this guy money and nothing's happening. Like
Right.
I really and I do try hard to I'm always telling people about every single one of my sponsors to try to get them business, like get them sales, like help them get sales. I want them to be like, man, every time that I sponsor Avery, he has brought me this much sales, or always bring me sales, and he always does what he says he's going to do, you know? So if you're looking for any kind of a marketing and or any type of want to get your business out there, or you need help growing your sales, you know, just holler at me and I'll take care of you.
Yeah, and I also want to say shout out to Fat Burger. You go out there.
Fat
you're gonna
Burger.
Yeah.
Good.
You're going to get a, you know,
Fat Burger.
good burger for your buck, you know.
Bang for your buck.
Gonna bust out that.
Especially from Arkansas, and, you know, my hometown's Greenbrier, and we got one out there, and they do their thing. Always have great fries. The burger's delicious. You gotta check them out.
Fat
If you haven't had
Burger.
their ice cream, you definitely gotta try it out. You're at home or something like that. You're like, man, I don't hate, or my girl doesn't cook that well, but I'm not gonna tell her she don't cook that well, and I need a little snack. You go out there, you get you a little milkshake.
Eat it before you get home.
you know. So you gotta check it out.
Fat Burger
Yeah.
keeps you good and full.
Hunter, you know about it, right?
Hey, I know.
You know about that Fat
all
Burger.
about it.
Yes,
If
sir.
you don't know, now you know.
Well, hey, shout out y'all coming on. This was episode 19, and we're going to come back with some fire. But if you ain't see that heat, you better watch it now. So y'all take care and have a blessed weekend.